the identity of this draft for KT is so tricky. Like, it's press Nocturne, ult, and then either try to ult a target that will just be properly Shen ulted, or just try to defend your Misfortune to make it difficult to outplay the ultimate with the Rakan setup here. Really good about when you're playing into Aurora if you can hit everything. BD so far is doing just that.
Oh, well, Lehens and Taeyeon thought that they were playing aggressively, but now Cuz is going to make his way down. Lehens, remember, does not have flash, so he's very, very dead. Unfortunately, the Twilight Refuge is not a refuge this time, and First Blood goes over to Cuz one more time.
Twilight Refugee, who in part, and in large part, win the lane, but Lehens pulls his Shen outright, and despite the fact that we did see that kill back onto Lehens, so a significant CS advantage here early. They get first Dragon out of the prio. And as a result of this, what does this Misfortune do now in this draft as Ghost? What does he do when dead?
Yeah, well, he's going to see what he can do. Lehens is dead as well, so it's going to be supports traded. This time, Aiming picks himself up a kill.
To contest without Paranoia.
Yep.
I just don't think they can. And with the prio that Scout has, he can just come over here and kind of bodyguard, make sure that there's no rotation over from BDD. Just simply no play to be had here for KT. Rolster should be all three. Going over to the side of Nongshim.
Yep.
Lehens also, with his ult, it's like, you know, there's really nothing you can do. Getting out that slippery Rakan.
Yeah, thankfully he's playing Rakan this time around, so isn't just going to be wandering around and then feeling a little bit silly. This time he's just going to get taunted. And there's a blast cone in. Battle Dance just kind of condemns Cuz here momentarily. He does have Paranoia. He presses the button, but unfortunately, he is just dead on transit.
Cuz is like, Ghost, man.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, luckily he's playing this champion. He's got his buttons, and he's not going to go back in. And then he does not have his buttons, and then promptly goes back towards the enemies.
Yeah, this is the problem. As it is a Cloud Soul. There we go.
All
Third
right.
one today. Oh, man. Feels like my birthday.
Well,
did see that there was a Trundle walking into the brush as well, so Ghost kind of knew that he needed to get out.
Early to fight for the Herald itself, but getting a lot of control vision is KT, as perfect as
he's
just
doing
going to
that
ignore
behind the
Olaf.
turret thing again, as BDD tries to scatter them, flashes out of the way, as now the quickness comes forward, flash to get on top of Lehens, and I have a feeling he's dead. Yeah, Unleash Power does confirm that, as now Cuz, picking his target, decides it's Scout that they want to take down. The Scout of the Week is pretty good, but he gets out with the Between Worlds, is now perfect. Does not care about that turret, even a little bit.
No. That's the kind of angle Baus would definitely give a thumbs up to.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how does this actually work? Let's find out.
Oh, they're going to try it. There's now BDD moving over. There is a train able to come on forward as Kingen could stand in front, and he is going to be able to do so. BDD over the wall. It's not going to be the steal, so there's Soul Point, but the Paranoia dives on in. There's the Fear flash out from Taeyeon to keep himself safe. As KT still looking very healthy in this fight, but Nongshim, they can just back away. Yeah, they do not need to do anything else. They got the Soul Point. They're feeling good.
They got their prize, absolutely.
I'm not going to
let my personal feelings get in the way.
That was purely for you.
You're right, yes, exactly. The Ghost was utilized correctly there.
He kind of wishes he still had it. It's all right. Everyone comes in. The flash does come out of the way, but now Ghost comes on forward. Sponge is going to survive, and so does Lehens. Beautifully juggled, and down goes BDD.
If only he had TP on respawn. Actually not going to be too important in this case. The Herald does go over to his teammate Cuz Dragon. They cannot give even a single one. And this is where things get really tricky when you don't have prio. So that mid-Herald needs to be used to get the turret. They cannot fail this. They cannot mess this up. First turret goes over to Nongshim in the bottom lane. And the gold lead is starting to really explode here on top of the Dragon advantage they have. So crazy ult angle to set up Aiming's ult. Like, that might be the only way they can get back in, it seems, at this stage. Or some sort of crazy flank from Perfect, a miracle.
All right, there's the Paranoia. They dive in. They look for the angle onto Taeyeon, who gets a big old shield. They have so much CC, and finally the Scion gets in. Down goes the Kaiser, but the Misfortune's dead as well. Cuz is taken out. And even though Perfect has a huge health bar, they just do not care about it. BDD was so far away from the fight, he hasn't even been able to ult anything yet. And yeah, KT got their target, but they lost 3.
Yeah.
To be enough. 2 items are also done here for Cuz. I mean, if there's ever a time to make something happen, it would be now. As
this is the timing where they get both the mid turret and get prio for Dragon with this Herald. I mean, they used it at the last possible second here to get the most value, but how do they utilize that prio is the question. Perfect trying to hold this entry here. They don't have a ton of damage for Dragon. Those are so tanky here in Season 26, or 16, whichever way you want to say it.
Moving up the river here, as Kingen going to join in as well. Scat of the week on to Lehens, but he doesn't really care about that one. Pillar goes down. Q not going to connect there from Perfect. Big health bar though, you can see this Sion. If they can actually play around Sion in the front line, then KT can get some work done.
Trying to zone Lehens away. His ult comes up in 5 seconds here, and then he will be able to go wherever he wants.
Scout, big angle here for the flank. Has a blast going to get himself into the back of the pit here at the same time.
Aiming gotta be so careful.
Yeah. That is a nice double up there to get a bit of damage here onto Sponge. They look for a Paranoia. Flies in. That is going to be the steal away from Cuz. Can they find Moiva is the answer. As BDD is dead. Aiming's dead. Cuz taken down. And Ghost and Perfect, the last man standing. Perfect, though, he's going to get run down, turned into a zombie. And even Ghost is likely to die. There it is. It's an ace in trade for just one Cloud Dragon. As Nongshim, I think they should be able to take a Baron.
And all Elder Group fans collectively look at this game and just feel tragedy has occurred.
Oh, yeah.
They were so close to the reverse sweep. They were so close to bringing Hanwha out of this desperate situation. And a series that matters very little for Nongshim, the better it is for me, baby. Like, we were watching the top side of that fight, talking about the carries, while on the other side, Olaf, 1v4, absolutely yes!
Oh, it was disgusting.
Gets the Shen ult as well in the end.
Like,
Like, Lehens didn't even need to use the Shen ult to kill the enemy AD carry.
Yep, and Taeyeon having a pretty good time. That he survives, man, that is insult to injury, and that also means 7,000 gold the advantage. Red Bull, Baron power play, putting 2K into the pockets of Nongshim already. And I did kind of feel like things were going better than I was expecting for KT. That is no longer the case. It is now looking very dire.
I mean, I don't want to overstate it, but the draft is a huge problem, and we talked about how in the early parts of the series, sometimes you don't want to put too much stock in draft because it's two viable compositions, right? One might have an edge, but they're both incredibly strong. KT's comp has so many holes, and they are being exploited so aggressively here by Nongshim, by Lehens, by Scout on the flank. And I think that was the last hurrah, the last chance. They got the Dragon, but they lost everything else.
Scout of the week doesn't connect on to Scout, but they do dive on top of him. He goes golden. He's buying so much time and goes between the worlds. There is the unleashed power, but it's not enough damage. And the killer instinct from Taeyeon gets him into the backline and blows them up. Nongshim are looking to cancel this reverse sweep. They spend a little bit more time here today, but it's looking like it is not quite enough here from KT.
Not enough, and it looks like Scout's perfect record against BDD will continue. Nongshim with a fire restart to the series. Bit of a hiccup near the midway point, but now poised to end it.
Well, here's the last hurrah. Oh my god, aiming just gets obliterated. The Nexus turrets follow suit, and it took him a while, but Nongshim do it in the end.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.